Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or whatever time it may be for you. I, uh, hmm, I'd like to apologize in advance, I guess. I don't know. Apparently the SlendyTubbies 3 servers have been down for some while, and I've been meaning to actually wrap up the series, before the end of December. But there was some complications. Though, that doesn't stop me from doing a solo Let's Play, even though it's just a multiplayer version. It's meant to be played with friends or whatever. But as the time being, I'll demonstrate as of what is happening to the servers. You can simply launch the game as shown here, like so. You launch the game, and it presents itself and everything. And this is basically all it'll do. Now, I do figure this has something to do with certain people doing shit they're not supposed to. You know what? They're always gonna be there anyway. Until somebody or everybody forgets the game, let's just say they're not gonna go away. Not anytime soon. And, eh. But, as it stands, I won't be able to really play with Scythe. And besides, I feel I shouldn't just, play the game by myself and just stream it to him like I did with 2D, even though I can do it. Like, no offense to Scythe. Like, I'm certain he's a very busy person. He's got a lot of jobs of his own. I won't be able to get onto him. It's not his fault. But it's not really in good conversation that, with him being busy, it's kind of just, well, no offense, depressing. Especially whenever you try and talk to somebody and they're not really responding. But as for mentioned, I won't really get onto him about it. Because he's a very busy person. I really need to change my skin. But anyway. I'll be probably just playing one or two maps. So it's gonna be a bit of a short video. I'm just probably gonna talk about some smaller topics. Like, regarding of probably SlendyTubbies Doom. Which, speaking of, I will be continuing that. There will be an episode 2, but not soon. It'll be a while. I still need to figure out story, and I'm working on some new sprites for the game. Because sprites in the previous game, though they work, are fairly dated. They're a lot older than what, people would think. You would think that they were made as soon as the game was started production, that they was the first thing I worked on. And you'd be right about that. They definitely were the very first things I did work on. But, that was 4 years ago. I started the project 4 years ago. The entirety of the project, that is. And whenever I did start the project, it was just during late 2019 to 2020. Nobody knew the project, and there's only me and one other person who was working on the project. However, I had to disband the second person. Yeah, this does not have VSync. I forgot about that shit. I'm just gonna play in window mode. But, I had to disband the group, the two-person group, because the second person wasn't doing what we were supposed to in terms of development. I was basically manhandling the entire fucking project. And that left me to having to basically work on the thing myself anyway, so I kicked him off the group, and I've been working at it alone ever since. Until a couple years later, after starting and stopping my project multiple times due to motivation and just like lack of creativity, because it's very draining to constantly work on the game. I think that is what my problem was. I was too focused on wanting to get it done. Because the very first build, though, is really garbage. I focused too hard on trying to finish it, not making it. And that was the main problem that I had with it. In a sense, I was kind of a perfectionist about it. Even today, I still am. But back at the topic at the hand. What the fuck did I say? Back at the topic at hand. Despite me stopping and starting the project multiple times, I always had that perfectionist problem with it. And because of that, I got frustrated. I didn't touch it for like 1 or 2 years, and then I finally started back the project back up. And whenever I did, then yeah. Now we managed to actually finish it. Oh yeah. Speaking of finishing and shit like that, I did actually have some other people help me finish it. Not in terms of making the game or any of its designs, but rather I had people help me judge and determine level design and stuff like that. Because I couldn't just play the game myself and say, yeah, that's playable. Because as a creator of a game, just because that's how, you play it, that doesn't mean how that's others going to play it. But, everybody already knows that. Why do I have the theater mode on? Anyway, you're supposed to view it more than one perspective is what I'm trying to get at. But everybody already knows that. I'll play 2 more minutes as I talk about this. Barry already knows that mumbo jumbo about game development. You have to have more than one perspective. Not just yourself, but maybe 2 more, 3 people. But back on topic of what I was first talking about. SlendyTubbies Doom Episode 2. It will not be coming out anytime soon, but it will eventually come out. The main reason why I even began that fan game is mainly because I wanted to make a SlendyTubbies fan game that didn't rely on an unnecessary engine such as Unreal and make it unnecessarily high resolution. For Unreal games, most SlendyTubbies fan games, though they do look pretty, they're not compatible with most computers. Due to this, it is very hard to have a lot of a fan base if you limit to them to a YouTuber scale of a computer power. Like, you need like a very powerful computer or a decently powerful computer just to run 30 to 60 frames, which isn't ideal and should not be done. And I find it more, fun to be able to play a game that's 100% compatible no matter the device. And I figured the Doom engine would actually work better. Doom engine, Tech engine, whichever you may want to call it. But it's better to have it set like that. That way, you get more people to play your game. Because if you just limit yourself as to, like I said, the more powerful set computer players, then no shit. Well, add another map to that list. If you just add, damn, I already lost myself. So yeah, let's talk about Okay, that took me a minute. If you don't make your game compatible, you lose a majority of the fan base because not everybody has those type of computers. So it's just an unnecessary task of having to waste money buying a better computer when you could just like make it easily compatible. Because like I said, the Doom engine, whatever you want to call it, it was made to be compatible. No matter the device, it's compatible. Hell, I bet you could even play it on phone if you could get Zandrona to work with it on mobile. Like, you get a mobile port. Probably, anyway. I couldn't really find a mobile port for Zandrona's build. Because all Zandronum is just an older build of, like, GC Doom, so, yeah. But eventually, yeah, SlendyTubbies 2, or SlendyTubbies Doom Episode 2 will be coming out sometime in the future. It won't be soon. Why the fuck is my hand red whenever it's dark in this map? What is with that? The lighting's weird here. But anyway, yeah. If anybody has any questions regarding of SlendyTubbies Doom or anything else regarding, you know, development of it, let's, I guess, say something in the comments. Don't know. I'm not really good at conversation. Well, I guess there is one more topic I talk about. There was actually another reason I started the project as well. And it's a bit of a rude one to say, since Scene did do the project by himself in a sense. Or well, no, he had help. He did have help to some degree. But I'm mainly talking about not game development, but rather the fact that he didn't really end the series. He kind of left us on a permanent cliffhanger. Now, I don't know if this is going to stay the same until, like, Worlds, because SlendyTubbies Worlds is going to be whatever the fuck it's supposed to be. But I had this personal vendetta, this aggravated annoyance against the fact that the series was on a permanent deadline like that. I wanted to see what would happen in the end of the game. I wanted to see it through. But it was like a paywall that didn't exist, but was still in your way. And you can't really get rid of it. And because of that, it's just there. It never ended, but it only started. He didn't finish what he started. I would say maybe he should just, like, hand the game down to somebody who knows what they're doing a little bit better. Or just give it to a different person, because if you think about it, after all this time, you figure he'd probably just want to let somebody else deal with it. The toxicity of the community, the unnecessary drama, the hacking is just unnecessary. It really is. And certain the reason why people even do that is because they got nothing better else to do in their life and they like fucking with people. And frankly, it pisses me off, but I won't go into that detail. But as of the minute, I'm just very annoyed at the fact that the story started but didn't end. And I want to create my own ending. Hell, maybe I'll even make my own more endings. Maybe even for like actual possible fan games. Even if I have to do it in word form. I'd rather have it have an ending than have it not be finished. Because, you know, it's annoying. It's unnecessary. If you can't finish it, then let somebody else finish it. If you don't like the way they're going to possibly finish it, then give them at least a vague idea of what you wanted to do with it. Figure out how you wanted to end it. The least you could do is make it the story. You don't have to do the development. You don't have to do any of that. But, what does my opinion matter? That's just me. Huh, weird. One, there's a flashlight behind me, and two, every time I move, it starts an idle animation whenever I stop. But whenever I press... Oh, I guess if I sit still long enough, it stops too. But if I press F... Oh, never mind. Well then. Must be a custard over there. I'm gonna follow him now. Through the chasm. But anyway... It's just my opinion. I really wanted to see the ending. Even if it was shit. Because eventually, if somebody has enough passion or want to finish something, or they want to see something become better, then they'll just, you know, do the project on their own, make a remake. Because that's part of fan games. That's the nature of fan games. But anyway. Yeah. I just didn't like that fact, and I wanted to make a game that at least had an ending. Which, I do have an ending planned for my game. Like, 2 endings specifically. I'm kind of varying whether or not to do the first one. Because if I do the first one, then it may possibly never end. Possibly never, probably not. And I want the game to at least have somewhat ending. Maybe I can incorporate the first idea a little bit into the second one and manage to make both of them work. What the fuck is he doing? But maybe I can make it work. And it could also have some Easter egg cameos mixed in with it. Because, oh shit. Dumbass. Basically, it's, yeah. Just different endings and shit. Now, I did actually want the game to kind of run a lifespan, at least, over 3 episodes. Because I want to make it to where, like, you know, you go from one satellite to another, then you go elsewhere, and you get back to Earth eventually. And then from there, you gotta find your way into, you know, specific locations, going through the world, be able to avoid some contact with people and all that, and just traveling along until you can find what you're looking for and stop all the madness of the invasion and shit. Oh lord, he's coming. Oh, never mind, he turned around. Oh, I see why. Find a slope enough. I don't know. The SlendyTubbies 3 servers do happen to get back up though. Soon anyway. Then I may or may not do another video. It'll be a very short one, maybe. Just 1 or 2 maps. But better than nothing, right? Then again, if y'all was really just, if anybody was desperate enough just to have any recordings of the game, they could search up any video on YouTube, let alone just play the game themselves. There's nothing too exciting here. Maybe this map used to be a lot darker. I guess that's one more other topic I could talk about. Also, I can't seem to find that last question. But, the older versions, there's a lot of, like, changes that's happened to the game ever since. Not including the AI, you know, tracking in terms of, like, its pathfinding. I didn't really give a shit about that, but, mainly referring to, like, visual changes. There was a lot of visual changes. That would include, the skybox initially was just a plain old texture for a skybox until, like, an atmospheric cloud, sphere effect was added to the thing. And then whenever that, you know, was added, yeah, that happened. This one. Yeah. There we go. But yeah, there was a difference in atmosphere whenever this, the cloud effect was added. And then the lights made the, I mean, it does add some more atmosphere, but it kind of is too bright here. Oh, shit. Hello. Okay, you caught me off guard. Me out. Echo. But anyway, Hippo, stop chasing me. Okay, now where was I? I'm trying to remember what the fuck I was talking about. My memory's very, just goldfish in terms of being able to remember anything. My apologies. Right, the lighting. The lighting, though it is really nice, it does that, like, it kind of feels like Doom 3 in a sense, but something's off with it. With it being too bright. It is unnecessarily bright around corners and certain places. Right here, it seems fine. Gives you a reason to use a flashlight more. Bitch. Probably gonna... Oh, no. Bitch. Oh, that's why she stopped there. Anyway, oh, well, that was easy. Bitch. But the lighting is a little too bright for my liking. There's too much of it, and it kind of sours a bit of, like, what's there. In terms of that. So, yeah. Let's see, what else did they change? They didn't change any of the font. They did change some of the camera aspects, which, that's another problem that I have to pull up, which I'm certain a lot of people have already experienced this and know what I'm talking about. The infected camera for fart dust. The infected camera for infection or just competitive mode in general has a lot of problems. This is including camera flicking or just running around. You can't really run with the character, let alone really look around with the character, because the camera, for whatever reason, keeps flicking either in a western direction every time you press shift or you try to run around and move around your camera. I don't understand why. Okay. I don't understand why this is, but it is what it is. I'll even give it a quick demonstration. Also, why the fuck can you play Infection by yourself? Anyway, well, they might have fixed it. Maybe. I doubt it, though. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to play... I'm gonna have to play the, co-op mode. Or Versus, as it's called. Also, I find it weird how you're... Hmm. Oh, it's not corrected. It doesn't seem to be doing it with this. I think it only works in multiplayer because the third-person camera works like the respawn camera. Every time you respawn, there's like a small frame to where it kind of has a static view like this. And it might be confusing it for other players trying to respawn every time they get killed. And then it kind of flicks around and goes in certain directions. Also, you can move around with this thing open, but you can't do it in, like, you know, non-infected mode. The camera doesn't fall on the axis, like the spinning axis, instead of, like, yeah, it's stuck in, like, in this position. It's basically the point I'm trying to get across. But anyway, I think, excuse me, I think that's all the topics I really have to talk about with SlendyTubbies 3. Well, I think I do have a little bit of footage of some other shit. No, never mind. That's depressing. But, yeah. It's just, I really wish it did at least finish off with, like, a story. You know, proper story. And as for the story of, like, the campaign, it was interesting, it was alright. It could have definitely been better. And to be honest, none of the characters really have any real atmosphere to them. And the English is still kind of broken on it. Then again, the game, like the campaign variation of SlendyTubbies 3 hasn't been updated in ever since 2017. So, there is that as an issue. But, hell, the damage has already been done. Who cares? Hmm. Alright, I don't even have that antenna anymore. I took off the antenna in my character. That's the reason why I need to really change my skin. Go ahead and buy some hats. I didn't really care too hard about the hats, to be honest. That's just weird. That's just bland. That's festive. Yeehaw. Oh, I'm out of custard. But yeah, I didn't really care too hard about the other elements. I guess the, you know, choice in flashlights and what you could have. Like, you could have the night vision camera or the builder's torch from the campaign where Poe had the flashlight. Which I don't know where the fuck Poe pulled out that second flashlight. There's only one, and Lala had another one. But yeah, that's fucked. Make Toby Lane great again. There was another issue. I didn't really like the limited parts you could decorate with some of the shit. Like, if you do one arm, like say you do a very specific texture, it's gonna repeat it on each limb of the arm. So it does have its own set of annoyances itself. So there is that. And that also includes the legs. As for the body, that's understandable. As for the head, that's also understandable. Sadly, you can't customize a hat, but meh, the hat's forgivable. Fucking beanie. I look like Charmax. Yeah, I wonder if anybody remembers that guy. The fuck? Never mind, I thought I saw something else. Too bad you can't spin the character around and actually look at that helmet or the hat. Also, that is the dumbest design for a helmet. That looks like a ripoff of a Transformers head. Like you see in one of those older cartoons. What are these helmets even supposed to be? Is it just supposed to be just cool designs or something? Because no offense, they're just not. Co-directed by Bitch. Developed in Unity 3D. Testers. Oh. Anime Sins is a foe. Okay, I think this is just Mimi J. Wow, I really had to scroll hard over here for this shit. Okay, yeah, it seems digital modeling. Oh, was he the person that did the different model for Crawler Tubby? Kian translations and shit. Oh yeah, that was something else I could have done actually. Doge mode. Play alone. Lone boy mode. Game stuff. Grab and run. Versus survival. Boy eater. That's infection. Carries mom mode. That kind of is true. This doesn't have like a yeah. But if the servers do happen to get back up anytime, then you know, I will get back to it. And bitch, if the servers happen to open back up, I'll play SlendyTubbies 3 with Scythe. But if they don't, then this will be the final part. And I would like to say happy anniversary to SlendyTubbies. It's 10th anniversary. And all that. I do have more to say about it in terms of like, you know, this 10th anniversary, but well, the ending credit to my game kind of shows more my passion of that. It shows more details. in my celebratory to that. But I'll let y'all find that for yourself. I might do a let's play of my own game, just maybe. You know, to kind of give some facts about it. Because not everybody's going to be looking back through random videos I recorded, and let alone the videos I record. I'll be frank, I don't record for YouTube. It's more for just myself. But I'm willing to share out because why bother making content if you're not going to share it? Because, as I was about to say, I don't really make the videos as a way of making money on YouTube. Because I'll be honest, it's really stupid that that's all people are doing, and if there's too much media, then there's not enough things getting done in the world. Eventually, it's gonna get really bad to the point it's gonna force people into doing shit. Yeah. But another topic, another time. The point is, I do it for myself because I like looking back on memories. I like looking back on stuff. There's a lot of older content I've actually recorded on this channel that I haven't listed. Mainly because, one, it's really old. Two, it's not really up to par what it used to be. It used to be a lot better. But, the passage of time is a bit of a brutal one. The quality. And besides, nobody wants to watch any of that the mobile gaming garbage. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And I keep it around for myself. So, yeah. So, happy anniversary to SlendyTubbies. Even though this is like a few weeks after, a good few good bunch weeks later, basically a month later now that I think about it, because as of right now, as it stands, it is currently the 4th of January. Wow, 2 days away. Anyway, it's basically almost been a month ever since I started this, and yeah, it's been fun. I definitely admit it has been fun playing through all the games and actually playing it and having some fun. Yeah. So, if anybody has any questions, um, yeah, just put in the comments. If you don't, I don't care. I don't care if anybody does or doesn't. I'll respond, but meh, what does it matter? So, I guess it's farewell for now. I'll talk to you all later.